I'd like us to talk about the story of Mordecai when Haman had purpose to get rid of him. And the reason I want us to talk about it, it's come to my attention that sometimes you know the people that are trying to hurt you. A lot of times, family, extended family, step family, they all come together to get rid of you. Altars, ancient altars that influence all of these different people and, groups to hurt you. And sometimes it leads to fear, great fear, because you can lie down and see what's coming. You can feel it. But today I want us to talk about the story of Mordecai and Haman. And that story should help you rest in God and know that it's okay not to be afraid. So the story goes this way, and I'm sure most of you know. Mordecai is a Jew. Haman they both work for the king, but he's like a security outside. Haman is a noble inside. Hey, he gets to take the king's rank and seal things. He makes laws. He had made a law that they should get rid of all the Jews. Meanwhile, Mordecai's first cousin, who's like his daughter, because he reared her after she had lost her both parents, is Queen Esther. But he charged her not to say a word about the connection. And she's obedient and respectful to her cousin, her older cousin. Long story short, Haman decides to get rid of all the Jews because of Mordecai. In fact, he erects a pole 50 cubits high with the purpose of hanging Mordecai on it. He hated him that much. Sometimes we find ourselves in situations where the people around us, they hate us so much that all they want is to bury us. And sometimes we can see it. We see their plots. We see their plan. And most of the time, we get afraid. But God has said, do not be afraid. Only be courageous and strong. In the case of Haman and Mordecai, when Mordecai found out, he ripped his clothes. He was crying. Everything normal people do, he did. But he took it to God. And God stood up for the Jews and Haman. And that pole that was erected to hang him on, Haman got hung on that pole, not Mordecai. So Haman, his friends, his family, they all came together to plot how to get rid of Mordecai. But guess what? They all went in Mordecai's stead. What does this have to do with you? Well, the same God back then, is the same God today. He's the same one we're relying on. He said, trust him with all your heart. Don't worry about the plots they're making. Be resolved to stay focused. And when you're going through such and they're planning to hurt you, to make you weak about praying, oh no, push. You don't have to pray for a whole hour, but make it a point to pray. And watch each and every one of them be covered in the pit they've set for you. As for me, I choose not to be afraid. I see everything that's going on around me, and I can rest because I know that God cannot lie. And those stories that he put in the Bible, they're not for someone. They're for you and I can hold on to them. And I know I will put dirt on everyone plotting to put dirt on me in Jesus' name. You too, rest assured that God is faithful, and anyone who trusts in him will never be made to shame. This is Magdala with the Under 5 Minutes at 5 a.m. To have you a wonderful rest of the day. Bye-bye.